Hello everyone, myself Dr. Sneha Bhatia, MPT Orthopedics and Sports Rehabilitation, in charge Principal at Lead Srimati S.C. Patel Institute of Physiotherapy. My today's lecture will be on hierarchy of evidence. So before I start with my lecture, 63.2% of my audience have yet not subscribed to my channel. So please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get notified for the next video. So evidence based medicine, that is EBM, or evidence based physiotherapy, that is EBP, is about finding the evidence and using that evidence to make the clinical decision. A cornerstone of EBM or EBP is the hierarchical system of classifying the evidence. This hierarchy is known as the level of the evidence. So levels of evidence were originally described in a report by the Canadian Task Force on the Periodic Health Examination in 1979. So according to the Canadian Task Force, level of evidence are: level 1 type of evidence is at least one RCT with proper randomization. Level 2 1 is well designed cohort or case control study. Level 2 is time series comparison or dramatic results from uncontrolled studies. Level 3 evidence means expert opinion. So this is adapted from Canadian Task Force on the Periodic Health Examination. So according to them, they have described it into 4: level 1, level 2, and again level 3. So levels of evidence according to the Sackett, type 1 or level 1 is large RCTs with clear-cut results. Level 2 is small RCTs with unclear result. Level 3 is cohort and case control studies. Level 4 is historical cohort or case control studies. And level 5 is case series or studies with no control. So this is adapted from Sackett DL's Rules of Evidence and Clinical Recommendation on the Use of Antithrombic Agents. So according to ASPS guideline, ASPS means American Society of Plastic Surgeons. They have described in different levels. So level 1 according to them is high quality prospective cohort study with adequate power or systematic review of these studies. Level 2 is lesser quality prospective cohort or retrospective cohort study, untreated controls from an RCT or systematic review of these studies. Level 3 means case control study or systematic review of these studies. Level 4 means case series, and level 5 means expert opinion, case report or clinical example or evidence based on physiology, bench research or first principles. So these are the level of evidence according to ASPS guidelines. So now coming to the level of evidence according to the Center for Evidence Based Medicine. So they have described in different level. Level 1A is the systematic review with homogeneity of RCTs. Level 1B is the individual RCT with narrow confidence intervals. Level 1C is all or none study. Level 2A is systematic review with homogeneity of cohort studies. Level 2B is individual cohort study including a low quality RCT. Level 2C is the outcomes of the research or ecological studies. Level 3A systematic review of case control studies. Level 3B is individual case control study. Level 4 evidence is case series, poor quality cohort and case control study. And level 5 is expert opinion without explicit critical appraisal or based on physiology bench research on first principles. So these levels are given by the Center for Evidence Based Medicine. So what are the practical recommendation? So according to practical recommendation, they have divided into 4 grades: grade A, B, C, D. So grade A means strong recommendation. So when you will give strong recommendation to a particular level of evidence, so Strong recommendations are given to level 1 evidence or consistent findings from multiple studies of level 2, 3 or 4. Implication for practice: clinicians should follow a strong recommendation unless a clear and compelling rationale for an alternative approach is present. Grade B means recommendation. So level 2, level 3 or level 4 evidence and findings are generally consistent for grade B recommendation. So implication for practice: generally clinicians should follow a recommendation but should remain alert to new information and sensitive to patient preferences. Grade C means option. So level 2, level 3 and level 4 evidence but findings are inconsistent. So implication for practice for grade C: clinicians should be flexible in their decision making regarding appropriate practice. Although they may set bounds on alternatives, patient preferences should have a substantial influencing role. Grade D means option. So level 5 evidence: little or no systematic empirical evidence. So implication for practice: clinicians should consider all options in their decision making and be alert to new published evidence that clarifies the balance or benefit versus harm. Patient preference should have a substantial influencing role. So this recommendation is given by American Society of Plastic Surgeons evidence based clinical practice guidelines. So when we are seeing the evidence, we have to see for three things, that is the effectiveness, appropriateness and the feasibility. So effectiveness is excellent for systematic review and multi-center studies. Appropriateness is excellent for systematic review and multi-center studies, and feasibility is also excellent for systematic review and multi-center studies. RCTs and observational studies have good effectiveness. RCTs and observational studies and interpretive studies have good appropriateness. RCTs, observational studies and interpretive studies have good feasibility. Uncontrolled trials with dramatic results, before and after studies, and non-randomized controlled trials have fair effectiveness. Descriptive studies and focus group has fair appropriateness. Descriptive studies, action research, before and after studies and focus groups have fair feasibility. Descriptive studies, case studies, expert opinion, studies of poor methodological quality have poor effectiveness. Expert opinion, case studies, studies of poor methodological quality have poor appropriateness. Expert opinion, case studies, studies of poor methodological quality have poor feasibility. So this is the ranking of research evidence evaluating the healthcare intervention. So three things we are taking into account for any evidence, that is the effectiveness, the appropriateness of the evidence and the feasibility of the evidence. So what is the meaning of effectiveness? Effectiveness of the evidence relates to whether the intervention achieves the intended outcome or not. So by asking the following three questions, we can come to know about the effectiveness of the evidence or the level of evidence. So does the intervention work? What are the benefits and harm? Who will benefit from its use? If we ask this question, then if the study has properly given answer to this question, then we can say that the effectiveness or the level of evidence is good. Next is appropriateness. Addresses the impact of the intervention from the perspective of its recipient. So by asking the following question, we can find out about the appropriateness of the evidence. First question is, what is the experience of the patient? Whether the patient has improved or not. What health issues are important to the patient? Whether our intervention which we have used for the study has addressed the health issues of the patient, the health issues which are important to the patient. Okay. And the next question is, does the patient view the outcomes as beneficial? So whatever intervention we are giving during our trials, clinical trials, whether those interventions are giving beneficial outcome for the patient or not. So that tells us about the appropriateness of the study. Next is feasibility. Feasibility addresses the broader environment in which the intervention is situated and involves determining whether the intervention can and should be implemented. So by asking the following question, we can come to know about the feasibility of the study. What resources are required for the intervention to be successfully implemented? Will it be accepted and used by healthcare workers? So sometimes we are doing the projects or the clinical trials, but that cannot be accepted or it cannot be performed in the clinical practice, then it is of no use. How should it be implemented, and what are the economic implication of using the intervention? Suppose any intervention is very costly and everyone cannot afford it, then there is no point researching such kind of intervention. So by asking this question, we can find out about the feasibility of the intervention. So understanding the levels and why they are assigned to publications and abstracts help the reader to prioritize the information. All level 4 evidence should not be ignored and all level 1 evidence should not be accepted as fact. Levels of evidence is a guide and the reader needs to be cautious when interpreting these results. So reference, these are 2 references for this video. So as we are fighting coronavirus outbreak, seek immediate medical advice if you have fever, cough or are experiencing breathing difficulties. So thank you for watching this video. If you have enjoyed watching this video, then please subscribe my channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.